Hey, welcome back to Out the Smoke. I'm Malcolm from HowtoBBQRight. This is Mark from Swine Life BBQ. Mark, what we got going on today, man?
We got a whole spare rib. We're going to show how we break this down to a St. Louis cut, what we do with the trimmings, and how much benefit this is versus just buying an already pre-cut St. Louis.
Well, what I like about buying that whole spare rib, Mark, is it comes with that rib tip portion. I use that rib tip for all kinds of stuff. A lot of people throw it away, they don't know how to use it. You can turn it into tasso. It's great for smoking, just like you do ribs, using them in beans. Heck, I even like gnawing on those bones. I don't mind that little bit of cartilage. But Mark, let's break this dude down and show them how to do St. Louis cut rib out of a whole rack of spares.
All right, so we'll get it out of the cryo vac. Of course, like you said, $12 for this whole slab. That's what a St. Louis cut costs, and you're getting twice the weight.
That's right. I like them because often you can pick through the case and get meatier whole spares than you can St. Louis cut ribs broke down.
So what I like to do first is flip them over to the back side, and we're gonna get this diaphragm meat out of the way just because it's not doing us any good.
It's that inside skirt.
So we'll go ahead and get it cut off. So you can see right here where your bones are and then where that cartilage starts. That one right there is a dead giveaway. That biggest knot on that bone, that's where we want to go. So you can make you just a little dummy line right below that so you can make sure you're cutting it where you need to. Take a good knife.
Mow right through it, right?
Go right down it. And then there's your rib ends right there.
That's what I call the rib tip. Now in Memphis area, you see these served on the menus in restaurants. And what they do is they take them and they break them up into bite-sized portions, season them up, smoke them just like you do ribs. You got some good eats.
And then you tell here you got just a perfect slab of ribs. All the bones are good and straight, and it's a lot more manageable to cook with too. So next, I just take a little bit off down here just to square them up. And again, save this, man, that's great in beans.
A lot of people cook spare ribs or St. Louis cut ribs with the membrane on. You see them in a restaurant or cooking them at home. For comps, we always take them off because it is a barrier on the back side of those ribs. We want to put some seasoning on there when we cook them. We want to get the flavor on both sides of the meat. And if you leave that membrane on, you're blocking one side. So Mark, you're just gonna go ahead and take it off, right?
So I use paper towel. You can take a butter knife, but I find the easiest way to do it is just take a paper towel, go between two of these bones right in the middle, and just start pulling.
If it tears on you, no big deal. But you can see on this big, thick cut of spare ribs, there's a lot of fat under there. So Mark, we still trim that off. I don't cook them with it on there because I don't want all that fat rendering when I'm cooking my ribs.
So some of this right here is a little bit thinner, I don't worry about, but that big old pocket of fat right there, we take it off. I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything, but then again, you take a chance to where it may not render. It may be on there at the end.
That's right.
So once we get the backside done, I do the same thing up here. I want to expose as much of that meat as I can because that's what rub's gonna stick to. So you have a little bit of silver skin right there.
If you don't take that off and you cook them, it's gonna crack apart and it's gonna make a gap in your rib. So when you go to slice it, you're gonna have a piece of that loin on top, then you're gonna have a gap with that silver skin, or you're gonna have a big pocket of fat. And you never want to judge to bite down into that.
That slab's ready for seasoning. So we got the rib tips. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them up so they'll cook a little bit more even. And we're just going, you know, a couple finger widths.
And you can actually cut right in between where the bones were. It's a lot of cartilage, but the knife goes right through it.
And see, that's part of that breastbone right there. So we're just gonna leave that because that is actual legit bone. So we'll leave that portion how it is.
That's gonna be my piece of rib tip.
But I mean, you take that and you can get bark on 4 edges. It's some fine eating.
So y'all try this yourselves. Get you some whole spare ribs. Break them down into St. Louis cut ribs. Those bones are gonna be straighter, they're gonna be thicker. The judges are gonna love them if you're doing comps. You can't beat eating them at home.
That's right.
Thanks for hanging out with us here at Out the Smoke. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to the channel. You can find Mark over at Swine Life BBQ. Y'all know y'all can check my recipes out on HowtoBBQRight. We also got social channels going, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow us on those. See y'all next time.